ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe.
Alright, I look awesome now. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Avengers Infinity War Wave 2 Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure Waves Black Knight. If you're trying to pre-order this set, you can do so right now at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Alright, I'm not trying to get too excited, but so far, a pretty good looking figure. On the side, you can see a nice image of Black Knight. And then on the back, you can see a decent looking product shot. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. There's the other figures from the wave. We get Black Knight again right over there, and then we get the spot varnished A for Avengers, and not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Black Knight out of the packaging. Not looking too bad. I do like this piece. I was not really looking forward to this figure. I already have a decent Black Knight figure in my collection, but yep, seeing this in hand right now, I'm very pleased so far. He does come with several accessories, so let's get a closer look at those interchangeable heads, and then we'll get a closer look at Black Knight. The Ebony Blade, that's right, the Ebony Blade, we gotta see that first. The Ebony Blade looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a little bent right over here, but aside from that, yeah, I do like the gold plastic. The black looks nice and solid. For the Ebony Blade comparison, you could see from the first Hasbro sword we're seeing right over here, it's actually made out of a much more firm material. I kind of prefer that over this, you know, a little bit less likely to warp. But no, overall they both look pretty good. We do get storage right over here at the hip, so you can see that we get this little spot right over there. And just go ahead, and I did drop the cape of the figure, but yeah, you can see, you just store the blade right there. So there's quite a bit of a backstory to Black Knight. There are many different Black Knights. I believe there are 5. What we're looking at right over here is the head sculpt to the original Black Knight, the medieval Sir Percy of Scandia. And then the next Black Knight was actually the evil Black Knight, Nathan Garrett. And then the nephew of Nathan Garrett, which is probably the most popular Black Knight, Dane Whitman. And then we have the 2005 modern Black Knight, and then there's the female Black Knight. So this figure comes with just the Sir Percy Black Knight helmet and the Dane Whitman head sculpts. So we don't get the Nathan Garrett version because that's a completely different costume altogether. This particular outfit barely represents the Sir Percy version. But anyway, looking at that head sculpt right there, or that helmet sculpt, I think it's fantastic. I love it. I think it looks great. I'm very pleased with that. Nice clean paint apps. Just to nitpick a little bit, I wish we got a little bit of a brighter gold color, but I mean, I still really like it a lot. It does have that aged look if it's kind of a slightly darker tone, so I'm not too bothered by it. And then popping this off right over here, we can put on what I consider to be the coolest Dane Whitman Black Knight head sculpt. I really like this a lot. I'm very pleased with this one. I think that looks great. I really like how the eye paint came out. Nice clean gold throughout. Oh wait, tiny little splotch right there. Found one. But seriously, I mean, for the most part, this looks great. I don't know why I like this so much. Maybe it's because I'm a big fan of bats, and these look like bat wings right there, but I think this is the best head sculpt. And then you have the Black Knight head sculpt that we're all used to seeing more often than anything else, and there's the other Dane Whitman Black Knight head sculpt looking great. I like that facial expression right there. And that looks really good. Again, I do wish that the gold was a little bit brighter, especially in some of those older comics. It looks like they painted these gold sections yellow, so if they're going to make it a gold color, yeah, I just assumed it would be a really bright gold color. And then for your Black Knight head comparison or helmet comparison, you could see we have both Dane Whitmans right over here. I feel like this is like a more modern version of the Dane Whitman Black Knight, right? And I do like that they are different outfits. So this is definitely more of the original look, and this is a little bit later on, but not that, you know, that 2005 contemporary Black Knight. Looking at the rest of the body, it looks pretty good aside from paint missing right there from that logo. That bothers me. That's like my biggest gripe with the figure, aside from a super stiff right shoulder. And I did heat this thing up like crazy. I did not want to get a repeat like how I had from that 3-pack Thor figure, so this is working for me now. Very, very stiff joint. It was like super stuck, but I did get it loose. The cape looks pretty good. You can remove the cape if you want to, and you get that port right there in the back. We're basically seeing the Hobgoblin figure redone over here. We have this whole piece. I believe Dread Knight has this as well, or I do remember Dread Knight having that, so that's pretty cool. I really do like how the chainmail or the mesh came out right there. We've seen that before. That's not really new. Nice clean red lines on the forearms. Legs look really good. Nice looking boots. We've seen these before. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. I do want to show the articulation with the Sir Percy helmet sculpt on here, and it is a bit more limited than the other head sculpts. You can really only get the head moving up that much and down that far, and you get side-to-side motion and a little bit of wobbling. See, if I try to shift it back, yeah, it'll pop off on me. And then putting on, I don't know, what I consider to be the regular Black Knight helmet sculpt, you can see that he'll look all the way up. One thing I also wanted to mention too that's very worth noting is that you can kind of peel this off a little bit, and you can see that they did sculpt this helmet separately from the face, so they did just port that on there. Kind of makes me wish that we had a removable helmet, but at the same time I would just leave the helmet on there. Plus I also like this helmet more so. Anyway, you get side-to-side motion, and you also get some head pivoting right there. Again, the shoulders do move outward, very stiff. Be very, very careful. I don't know why I said very like that, but yeah, you can move the arms just outward that far, and you can move them all the way down. You get some nice clicking forward and back. You also get the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. I wish they could bend in more than that. You do get wrist rotation, and they both hinge up and down. I would have liked the side-to-side motion, you know, for the right side because he's wielding a sword. And then you also get a waist swivel. You get ab crunch forward, ab crunch back. Hip joints move outward that far. You can kick forward and back. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot rotation, ankles move down, ankles move up a little bit, and he does have ankle pivot, and you can see that I'm kind of getting this belt detached right here. If you wanted to remove this, you totally can. It's just held together with a little peg. Where's that peg? There's the peg. Yeah, you can just remove it like that, and now you have a nude Black Knight. I'm in my birthday suit. I'm going to measure out this Black Knight figure. You can see that he's standing at 6.5 inches tall. And then for your Black Knight comparison, you can see the first Black Knight figure from Hasbro, and here's our new Black Knight figure, which I do prefer out of the two, even though this one never really looked bad to me. I liked having this on display, but I'm gonna have to replace this figure with this newer one right over here. And keep in mind, yeah, this guy does come with the shield, and it would have been nice to get some extra accessories that this guy didn't have, you know what I mean? Like apparently he's supposed to have like a laser sword or something and a lance, so yeah, you could see that this is kind of tricky to get on the wrist, but yeah, it'll stay. So if you wanted to do that, you want to mix things up, that can work. And if you wanted to swap heads right over here, I did try popping this head sculpt off, and it looks like it's really not gonna budge. So yeah, if you wanted to do something where you wanted to put this head sculpt on this body, it's not really gonna work. And then here's Black Knight compared to Dread Knight, and you can see they both use that same hobgoblin mold, and I think they have the same exact cape. Yep, same exact cape, just slightly different color right over here. And then he does have the lance, so you can get this Black Knight figure to hold this lance if you wanted to. So again, you can accessorize with some other accessories from other figures, so that's pretty neat. I like that. And then here's Black Knight next to Hasbro's Hobgoblin figure, and you can see how they have a lot of reused parts. And then here's Black Knight next to the other figures from this wave that I have already reviewed. We have Malekith, we have Thor, and then we have Black Widow. The height difference between Black Widow and Thor over here never stops cracking me up. She's so tiny. And then here's the new Black Knight figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Black Knight, huh? I don't see any black in your outfit, dude. Think you're a poser. Oh, you got that Ebony Blade, but aside from that, there's no black on you, you know? Not like my costume. Mine's supposed to be all black with some green highlights, and it looks... Oh, yeah. Oh... I want to give you guys a big thanks for watching my video, especially those of you that watch from the beginning to the very end. It really does help this YouTube channel out quite a bit when you guys do that, as well as when you hit the like button when you like the video and leave your comments, and please subscribe if you haven't already, as well as making sure that you hit that notification bell to ensure that my videos pop up in your feed. I gotta say, I really like this figure, and I did add the extra accessories that came with the different figures over there, and he looks really cool. I like this figure a lot. I am pleasantly surprised. You know, I thought with that reused body mold, I wouldn't really be that stoked about this figure, but with all the different head sculpts, I just think it looks really cool. I really like the paint apps a lot and everything, and I mean, there's a lot of display options over here. Thus, I think this figure is worthy of a stud rating of 2, please, and not to stock. I'll probably have both of them out of the packaging. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please hit that like button. If you want to check me out on the social media, be sure to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links to everything I talked about in the description below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Truly represent the Sir Perthy